Good morning, Year 3. Well done for making it to Friday. It's Friday, your first full week, isn't it, of home learning during this lockdown. So congratulations, you've made it. Have a nice rest over the weekend, hopefully ready for next week. And well done, okay? You should feel really proud of yourself because working at home without everyone around you, your classmates and your teacher, it is really tricky, and we understand that. So as long as you're doing your best, like I said in the Zoom call on Monday, that's all we want you to do. So well done, and well done for making it to Friday. Okay, now we've got a fun lesson today. Try to make it a little bit more practical and fun for you. So we're going to start, I'm going to share the screen with you in a second. We're going to watch a little video. I've got a little Friday quiz for you. And then you're going to go on a shape hunt. Okay, so I'm just going to share the screen now. So you can just share our learning objective for the day, which is I can recognise 2D shapes in different orientations. Now, that word orientations means in different kind of positions. So for example, you might see this triangle. Let me just find a triangle, sorry. You might see, let's go to the semicircle. This is a semicircle. You might see it that way up and recognise it as a semicircle, but if you saw it like that, you still need to realise that that is a semicircle. It's the same properties of a semicircle, it's just in a different position. It's just about recognising them in slightly different orientations. Okay, so you've got a trapezium there. Okay, that's also a trapezium. It's just turned around, isn't it? All right, so I'd like you to pause the video and click the link on the page, which will be a little video for you about 2D shapes and describing them. Okay, so if you just watch that one and then come back to me. Okay, we are now going to do a little true or false quiz. Okay, so I'm going to read out the questions and then I will give you the answers as well. So I'm going to give you probably between 10-20 seconds for each answer. It's going to be quite a quick quiz. Okay, so if you need to get a piece of paper and a pencil, then pause the video and do so now. Okay, hopefully we are all ready to go. So there are 10 questions all about your learning this week, and the answers will either be true or false. Okay, so if you need to pause the video at any point to give you a little bit longer for an answer, then you can do, of course. Or if you don't hear the question properly, then just rewind the video. Otherwise, I'm just going to read out your 10 questions. So your first question is, or your first statement, I should say, is, squares have 4 right angles. True or false? Let's write down your answer. Okay, question 2. Quadrilaterals have 3 sides. Is that true or false? Okay, number 3. An acute angle is bigger than a right angle. An acute angle is bigger than a right angle. True or false? Okay, number 4. A right angle is 90 degrees. A right angle is 90 degrees. True or false? Okay, number 5. Perpendicular lines never meet. Perpendicular lines never meet. Is that true or false? Okay, number 6. Perpendicular lines meet at a right angle. Is that true or false? Perpendicular lines meet at a right angle. Okay, number 7. A rectangle has opposite sides of equal length. A rectangle has opposite sides of equal length. True or false? Number 8. A hexagon has 7 sides. A hexagon has 7 sides. True or false? Number 9. An obtuse angle is bigger than a right angle. An obtuse angle is bigger than a right angle. True or false? And your last question. A triangle has 3 vertices. Is that true or false? A triangle has 3 vertices. Okay, well done. Quite quick, wasn't it? Let's have the answers. So I'm going to go through these really quickly. You can just tick them as we go. So number 1, the answer is true. Squares do have 4 right angles. Number 2, false. Quadrilaterals have 4 sides, don't they? Not 3 sides. Number 3 is false. An acute angle is not bigger than a right angle. Number 4 is true. A right angle is 90 degrees. Number 5 is false. So perpendicular lines never meet. That is false. Because number 6 is true, isn't it? That perpendicular lines meet at a right angle. Number 7, a rectangle has opposite sides of equal length. That is true. And number 8, a hexagon has 7 sides. No, it doesn't. How many sides does a hexagon have? That's false. It has 6 sides, doesn't it, with the X in it? I hope you're all shouting 6 at your computers. Number 9, an obtuse angle is bigger than a right angle. That is true. And finally, number 10, does a triangle have 3 vertices? Vertices is another word for corners. Yes, it does. That one was true. Okay, so we've watched the video and we've done our quiz. So, just before we start the main activity, I just want to make sure we're really happy with what a polygon is and what a quadrilateral is. So a polygon, remember, is a shape with 3 or more sides. So I'm going to give you 1 minute. I will tell you when your minute is up, okay? I'm going to give you 1 minute to draw as many polygons as you can. That might be on a whiteboard, on a piece of paper. There's any 2D shape with 3 or more sides. And you don't have to use a ruler for this. You can just draw. I wonder how many you can do in 1 minute. Your time starts now. Okay, your time is up. So count how many you drew. Okay, just so you know, just for yourself. Okay, hopefully you had lots of ideas for different shapes to draw. Now, you can always pause the video if you're not quite done with your counting, but next we're going to draw as many quadrilaterals as you can in 1 minute. So 4-sided shapes. I'm going to have a go at this as well, and you can see if you can beat my score. So let's start. So it's any 4-sided shapes. Try not to repeat your shapes, okay? Try and make them different quadrilaterals if you can. Okay, your time starts now. Okay, stop there. That's quite tricky, isn't it? So hopefully you've got the main one. So you've got a square, a rectangle, I've got a trapezium, and I've got a parallelogram, and I've got a rhombus, and I've got a kite. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I managed to do. But then I was thinking, what else can I do? You can obviously turn them around different orientations, but I've done a kind of irregular one, okay, which It's kind of like a line up, down, and then across like that. But apart from that, it's quite hard to do different shapes. So I've actually drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 different shapes, different quadrilaterals. I wonder how many you did. Okay, let's move on. So, as I mentioned at the end of yesterday's video, today you're going to go on a shape hunt. Now there is a sheet on the website which you can open up and I'll show you in a second, or you could just make up your own sheet and just record it in your own way if it's easier. You can do this around your house. You could do this outside in your garden if you've got a garden. Perhaps your family are going on a walk today, so you could do this on your walk, okay, and get everyone to help you. But this is your sheet, okay, so it says the shapes down the side that I'd like you to try and spot: a triangle, a square, a circle, a rectangle, and an oval. Now, if you manage to spot any other shapes like a pentagon or a hexagon or an octagon, that would be amazing. If you spot out and about 5, 6, or even heptagon, 7, 8-sided shapes, add those on as well, because that would be really impressive. But I've just stuck with these ones for the sheet. Okay, so it says record it as a tally in the middle. Okay, so it said I found it. So when you find it, a tally, by a tally I just mean you do the little lines. Okay, so if I just draw that on here so you can see, I would have one. I found one triangle, that would be one line. 2 triangles, 2 lines, 3 triangles, 3 lines, 4 triangles, 4 lines, and then 5 you put it across that. You don't have to do that, but that's how we do a proper tally. Okay, and then you carry on. 6 would be your next one here. But record it however you like. Okay, so you do the little marks for each one you find. Then on the second column over here, sorry, the third column I should say, I'd like you to draw an example of where you found each shape. Okay, so we only need to do one example in there. So let's say you went around your house and you found a coaster which was actually in the shape of a triangle, a triangular coaster. You could draw that, okay, as an example. Even if you find other triangles, just draw one thing that you found. There's not much room in those boxes. So that is your task. Okay, so to go and look around at everyday items and everyday things on the street or in your garden or at the park for these shapes. And I think you'll be surprised what you find. Okay, so you might find some road signs, you might find some patterns on wallpaper, you might find handles, cupboard handles for things perhaps. You might need to look around your bedroom. Okay, maybe you've got certain toys or certain things in your bedroom that are in different shapes. Okay, I'm going to do this activity too as well, and I will post some photos of different things that I find with different shapes on. Okay, yeah, maybe outside you might look at different cars and their lights and things like that. So there's lots to search for. Now, if you do this and you feel like I want a bit more of a challenge, okay, I have also uploaded a 3D shape sheet. Now, we are not learning about 3D shapes at this point. We're going to be learning about them later in the term or in year 3. So this would be a challenge for you to find out, if you don't already know, the name of each of those shapes that you can see on the sheet, and to record how many times you see it. Okay, so 3D obviously meaning 3-dimensional. So it needs to be the whole object is that shape. Okay, for example, you might have a box of tissues or a box of chocolates, and that might be the cuboid. Okay, you might have a football, that would be your sphere. Yeah, so looking for the whole object in the 3D shapes. Okay, I would love to hear how you get on. That's just a challenge if you want it. Okay, I think the do it might take you long enough, but let's see how you get on. As always, email your work to your teachers if you'd like us to see. I said this in the Zoom call at the beginning of the week if you were there on Monday morning. It's really nice to see what you're up to. So if you want to send your teacher maybe the maths that you're most proud of this week perhaps, then please do, because we would love to see it and we can pop it on the photo gallery on our website. Okay, and don't forget as well, there's the times table booklets and there's TT Rockstars all in the extra activities tab on the website as well. So there's lots of maths to do, keep you busy if you want to do some extra over the weekend or today. I have really enjoyed teaching you from home. I wish I was doing it in the classroom, but I've enjoyed teaching you nonetheless with our home learning this week, and I hope you've enjoyed all of your lessons. And you will be learning about fractions next week. Okay, and I believe it's with Miss Abbott's, so I'm sure you will have a great week doing fractions. I will see you soon. Okay, keep safe, have a lovely weekend, and once again, thank you so much for all of your hard work this week with your maths, and enjoy your shape hunts. Go and have fun.